welcome to the Webcast for Tuesday, October 29th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. Visible satellite this morning shows there is still a lot of lingering cloud cover across the region, as we still have plenty of low-level moisture trapped in place following the weather system that has been moving through. Overall, the trends will be for clearing skies today as we work some drier northerly flow into the region, but there will likely remain a good deal of cloud cover in the mountains. Here's a look at some observed rainfall amounts for the past 24 hours. For the most part, rainfall totals, as expected, were mainly 1/10 of an inch or less and confined to the mountain areas. However, there is a glaring exception, and that occurred primarily in the foothills of the Angeles and San Bernardino National Forests and the Inland Empire of Southern California. In those areas, a very much unexpected cluster of heavy downpours moved through last evening, producing widespread rainfall amounts of 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch, with more localized amounts even exceeding 1/2 an inch. This was, to put it bluntly, an absolute shocker, as none of the weather models had even remotely hinted at this possibility. So it's proof that we do still get surprised by these things sometimes, and a pleasant surprise indeed for that corridor of heavier rainfall. Turning the page to today, we are still under the influence of yesterday's trough. We'll be working some drier air into the region today under more northerly flow, but lingering instability and cold air aloft could allow for some continued isolated rain and snow shower activity in many of our mountain areas throughout the day. Little to no additional accumulation is expected today, but it will definitely be a winter-like day in the mountains with the clouds, spotty showers, and very cool temperatures. Turning to the winds, we of course saw some very strong westerly winds for a lot of inland areas yesterday and last night, and we still have some of those westerly winds lingering this morning, especially over southernmost California. As we go through today, those westerly winds will ease. However, as the trough starts to depart, there will be areas of breezy northwest to north winds today and tonight, mainly from Santa Barbara County to the Grapevine to the Tehachapi's. Some gusts in the 35 to 45 mile per hour range are likely. Accompanying RH values will be mainly 25% or above, so there are no significant fire weather concerns with those winds. Otherwise, it will be a very cool day. Temperatures will remain 10 to 15 degrees below normal, with highs only in the mid-40s to mid-50s across the lower mountains and 60s to at best 70 degrees in the valleys. Temperatures will warm just a few degrees on Wednesday, but generally change little through the end of the week, remaining several degrees below normal. And RH will stay elevated. Minimum humidity will be mainly 30% or above all this week away from the deserts, with some slightly drier values on Wednesday. The big story right now, though, is what looks to be on the way for the upcoming weekend. We remain in an unsettled pattern, and multiple additional troughs will cross the region this week, one of which may bring some light additional rainfall to the Sierra Wednesday night and Thursday, along with another round of breezy onshore winds. But the one to really watch is the system dropping down the west coast this weekend. While there is definitely still some uncertainty, models are coming into better agreement on that storm being a significant rainmaker for most or all of the region, with areas of rain likely throughout the duration of the upcoming weekend. It's still a little early, and while I don't want to get hopes up too high, the most likely scenario at the moment is for widespread rainfall totals of 1/2 inch or more across most of the region, with some models indicating quite a bit more than that. The weekend rainfall would be accompanied by additional cooling and strong onshore winds, followed by warming temperatures and likely some offshore flow next week, maybe even moderate to strong offshore flow, as the trough departs and high pressure builds in. While there is still some uncertainty in the weekend forecast, we at least know that the ongoing cool and unsettled weather is significantly reducing fire danger. ERCs, which are shown here, are now on sharp downward trends, and most classes of dead fuel moistures are or will become largely unreceptive for most of this week as RH remains elevated. So our background fire danger has significantly decreased, though for now these are still only short-term fluctuations that could be quickly undone. As a result, large fire potential will be low for the rest of this week. But what happens this weekend could be more pivotal. I mentioned that our current relief is more of the short-term variety. However, should current projections hold, the rainfall this weekend would likely induce widespread green-up and would likely greatly slow or end the significant portion of the fire season. And again, that is the most likely outcome at the moment. Should these projections hold, recent burn scars would also have to be closely monitored for potential flash flooding and debris flow concerns this weekend, as moderate to heavy rainfall rates potentially exceeding half an inch an hour could occur. We will, of course, continue to watch it and refine the forecast in the coming days. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Wednesday, October 30th.